who hasn't like totally lost themselves in this, well, in this world of blocks. Minecraft, it's this, crazy popular game, and like the whole point is to just build and explore, a whole world made of these, well, cubes, right? So this deep dive, it's all about trying to figure out what this movie's going to be like just based on what we see on this page. Kind of like our mission, to give you guys the need to know stuff so you're in the loop without having to click through all that website stuff.
The first thing that really jumps out is just how much they put on a single page, like Rotten Tomatoes these days.
Yeah.
Before movies even had, it's almost like a, I don't know, like a digital file or something. We can kind of go through it together.
Yeah, totally. We've got the basic story idea, who's in it, who's directing, release date, the whole shebang, even like trailers and behind the scenes stuff. It's all right there. Pretty wild, huh? So, ready to jump into this cinematic overworld, with me.
Oh, absolutely. Maybe we should start with the basics. What's the story they're trying to tell here?
Well, it looks like the main thing is 4 characters. They're calling them misfits, and they're dealing with, just normal life problems, not like the blocky guys we're used to seeing in the game. We've got Garrett, they call him the garbage man, Garrison, played by Jason Momoa. Then there's Henry, played by Sebastian Eugene Hansen, Natalie, played by Emma Myers, and Dawn, played by Danielle Brooks. Kind of a mixed bag, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. I mean, calling them misfits right off the bat makes you think they're going to change somehow. Maybe going into this Minecraft world, it'll help them deal with their problems, adds another layer to the whole adventure thing.
Good point. And then boom, these 4 get sucked into a portal just like that. And where do they end up? The overworld, they call it. A bizarre cubic wonderland that thrives on imagination. Sounds a lot like, well, what Minecraft is all about, wouldn't you say? That whole create anything vibe.
Exactly. It's like they're taking that core part of the game and running with it. Portals, that's a classic way to drop characters into a new world.
Yeah.
Lets them and the audience discover it together. All this blocky awesomeness.
And their big goal, besides just looking around at all the cubic scenery, is to find their way home. But as anyone who's played Minecraft knows, this world isn't exactly a walk in the park.
Right. Staying alive is a big part of the game, and it looks like they'll have to defend the overworld from, well, the synopsis says, evil ththings like piglins and zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those who haven't played, these are some of the less friendly inhabitants, the ones you got to fight off. Adding them in is almost like a guarantee for fans of the game.
Oh, and there's another character, Steve, played by Jack Black. They describe him as an unexpected expert crafter. Sounds like he'll be showing them the ropes, helping them craft stuff and deal with the dangers. It's funny that they gave the default player name a whole backstory like that.
It is. In the game, Steve's like a blank slate. The player fills in the rest. But here, they've given him specific skills, making him a mentor. Maybe it's a way to, ground the audience in how Minecraft works, through someone they might recognize, even if it's not how players usually see Steve in the game.
And this is where it gets really cool. The synopsis says there's this whole thing about reconnecting with your creative side. Like, their adventure will push them to be more, bold and rediscover the skills they need, not just in the game, but in real life too. So it's not just about escaping from pixelated danger. There's a whole self-discovery thing going on.
Yeah, that makes it more than just another video game movie. Sounds like they're exploring the power of imagination, how facing, crazy situations can bring out your hidden potential. That's something that can resonate with, pretty much anyone, even those who haven't touched Minecraft.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Talk about the folks who were making this whole blocky vision happen. We've mentioned the main cast. And the director is Jared Hess. He's known for movies like Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. Does that give you any hints about the movie's style? Well, Hess's his work definitely has this quirky humor to it, maybe a bit offbeat. Make you wonder how that'll mix with the whole Minecraft world. Will it be like a straight up adventure with some funny moments?
Yeah.
Or something way more out there?
Yeah, something to watch out for. And the producers, some big names there. Roy Lee, John Berg, Mary Parent, Cale Boyder. And get this, Jason Momoa is a producer too. Seems like he's pretty invested.
Definitely. When actors also producing, it usually means they're really into the project. Maybe he had a strong idea of what he wanted the film to be and, wanted to be a part of shaping it from behind the scenes too.
And there's Jill Sobel-Messick, Torfi Franz Olafsson, and Vu Bui rounding out the producing team. The screenplay is credited to, it's a group effort. Chris Bowman, Hubble Palmer, Allison Schroeder, and Peter Sollett. Quite a mix of writers.
Yeah, having a team like that can bring different viewpoints, different strengths, to the table. Tuning a game like Minecraft, which is so open-ended, into a structured script is a challenge. Maybe a team effort is the way to go.
The distribution is being handled by Warner Bros. Pictures, so it's probably going to be in a lot of theaters. And the production company list is pretty long. Legendary Pictures, Mojang Studios, the folks who made Minecraft, Vertigo Entertainment, Domain Entertainment, and On the Roam. Having Mojang involved is a big deal, wouldn't you say?
For sure. It means the creators of the game have a say in things. That's a good sign for fans who want a movie that stays true to the game's spirit and lore. It shows they care about authenticity.
So, what kind of experience can we expect? Well, the genres listed are kids and family, adventure, fantasy, and action. That's covering a lot of bases.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to reach a wide audience.
Yeah.
Something exciting and fantastical for families, but with enough action to keep things, well, interesting.
And the family-friendly angle is backed up by the PG rating. They've added a note that says some scary images, language, suggestive, rude, humor, violence, action. So it's probably going to have some thrills and laughs, but nothing too intense for younger viewers.
That rating and those notes, they paint a good picture of the tone. It's a balance between lighthearted adventure and, some moments of excitement, which kind of fits with Minecraft itself, right? It can be whimsical and, well, kind of tense sometimes too.
Okay, for everyone marking their calendars, the Minecraft movie is hitting theaters on Friday, April 4th, and it clocks in at 1 hour and 41 minutes. Not super long, but hopefully enough to tell a good story.
Yeah, keeping it shorter can be good for family movies. Keeps younger viewers engaged and the story moving.
Oh, and there's a technical detail here. The aspect ratio is listed as flat, 1.85.1. Now, for those who aren't film experts, that's a very common widescreen format.
Yeah.
Basically, the picture will fill most movie screens nicely. No black bars on the sides.
Exactly. It's how people are used to seeing movies. Should be a nice immersive experience.
And for those who like sneak peeks, the Rotten Tomatoes page has a trailer that's 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, plus other videos, final trailer, trailer 2 teaser, even a behind the scenes thing. Looks like there's plenty to check out to get a feel for the visuals and the overall, the vibe.
Yeah, those previews are important. They build hype. Trailers give you glimpses of the story and the tone, and behind the scenes stuff can show you how they're, making the movie, how they're approaching this whole adaptation thing.
And if videos aren't enough, there are photos too. They can give you a closer look at the characters and, how they're bringing that blocky Minecraft look to life. It's always interesting to see how video game visuals get translated to film.
It really is. The visuals are so important for a video game movie. Finding that balance between staying true to the original and making something that works visually in a film, that's tricky. The photos probably give us some clues as to how they're doing it.
Lastly, there's a more like this section. It lists films like The Secret Kingdom, The Kid Who Would Be King, Peter Pan and Wendy, Come Away, even the original Peter Pan. That says a lot about what they're going for, don't you think?
Definitely. It gives viewers an idea of what to expect. These are movies with similar themes, target audiences, maybe similar feel. Lots of fantasy adventure films with young protagonists. It suggests the kind of story and emotional journey the Minecraft movie might take us on. Like Peter Pan being there could hint at themes of, imagination, adventure, that childlike wonder.
And for each of these more like this films, they even include the Tomato Meter score, the critics rating, and the audience score. Now, this isn't a prediction for the Minecraft movie, but it gives you an idea of how similar films have been received by critics and, regular moviegoers. Like, the original Peter Pan has high scores, which shows how much people still love that kind of fantasy adventure.
Right. It helps people make connections, set some expectations based on how other similar movies have done.
So, to sum it all up, this deep dive into the Minecraft movie Rotten Tomatoes page, it paints a picture of a movie that's for the whole family. An adventure, fantasy, action kind of thing set in the world of, Minecraft, obviously. The story seems to be about these unlikely heroes who find their creative spark while facing, some familiar dangers from the game. Mojang Studios is involved, and the cast and crew seem pretty talented. All signs point to a big effort to bring this digital world to life in a way that everyone can enjoy.
And if you think about it, the fact that they've put so much detail on this Rotten Tomatoes page, it shows how important it is to market these video game movies early on. To be transparent, especially with a game like Minecraft. It's huge, has tons of fans.
This is where it gets really interesting. Think about what Minecraft is at its core, right? It's about building anything you can imagine. So how are they going to squeeze that into a movie? Will they capture that feeling of, unexpected stuff happening as you play? That's part of what makes the game so cool. It's got to be a tough thing to adapt.
It's a big question for any video game adaptation. How do you take a game that's all about the player's choices and turn it into a 2-hour story? The filmmakers will probably focus on one specific story within the whole Minecraft world. They'll use the game's main elements like crafting, exploration, survival as both the setting and the source of the characters' challenges.
Makes you think. What part of Minecraft are you hoping the movie captures the best? Is it that feeling of creating something awesome, the thrill of exploring new places, or maybe those tense moments when you're fighting off, blocky monsters? Who knows? Maybe this movie will even inspire you to jump back into your own Minecraft world and start a new adventure.
At the end of the day, whether this movie succeeds or not, it'll depend on whether they can stay true to the game while also making a movie that's, just plain entertaining. Something that both hardcore